Everyone do tonight. So today is day eight. Day eight already? Wow, day eight. I've been doing this for 8 days. With one skip day, but I combined it with another day. However, um, wow, yeah, this is probably the most consistent I've ever been since I started posting to social media, whether it's Instagram or um, Facebook or anything like that. It's being I find being consistent, and being inconsistent is my old forte. That's what I used to do. So the topic today: Mount Humphreys in Flagstaff, Arizona, and the terrain race in Tucson, Arizona. So 3.5 months ago, I went with a group of friends up to Humphreys Peak for a men's retreat. Figuring we're just gonna get together. They're gonna go hike. I'm gonna fly my drone, take a lot of good pictures, and we just part of my language, shoot the shit. And that's what I thought it was going to be about. And I get up there, and it was like, nope, that's not what it is. So I have five guys that are my accountability partners, and they put on an amazing men's retreat. It's probably one of the top uh, personal development seminars or weekends I've ever done in my life. It's one of the top five. Actually, it's probably one of the top two, if not the top number one, because of the fact that everyone I've ever done, I've acquired friends, however it's long distance or they fade away. These guys have been with me ever since then. It's end of September, beginning of October, October 1st, we came down and they said I said, I need friends up there. They've been my friends literally for 3.5 months, and we've talked almost every single day for 3.5 months, some more than others. And it's one of the things that my friend Justin told me about is like, Scott, you got to have intention. You got to be intentional in this friendship. And I was like, okay. At first, I was like, I didn't know what that was. And then I come to realize I knew exactly what that was. I need to not just wait for them to call me, I need to call them or text them or do a Marco Polo. So we made a goal. When I asked for that friendship, we made a couple of goals for me. One was by February get down to 299, and I've been talking to him about this on all the time. And it came down to be I was going to reset my goal for like later on. And my friend Justin goes, "No, Scott, you need to do it now." And what he meant by that is you committed to doing this. You need to hold your word. And so he goes, even if you don't reach 299, get as close as you can. Well, in the last 3.5 months, I've shed 40 pounds. I've been able to box. I go for bicycle rides. I've done hiking. And every time I go out, I do more and more. So the other goal we set up is that I set up with them is this coming September 2021, we're going back up to Humphreys Peak and I'm going to be hiking it. Now, my overall goal for this year is because I know it took me a long time to put my weight on. It's going to take me just a little bit more time to take it off. It's not, I mean, it's not going to take me as long because I'm not going to spend the next 20 years taking off my weight. It's not going to, that's not, it's going to come off and it's going to come off. And I have some goals that I'm going to have taken off. Overall goal is to get down to 250, be working out, and hopefully start looking like a linebacker on a football team because I'm 6'1". I'm thinking like this or like this, and get into 250, I'd be looking really good. Plus, my knees are going to love me and everything else, especially my wife. My wife's really going to enjoy me when I start looking like that. So the other commitment is to hike Humphreys Peak in September. Now, there are three different states. Well, there's a couple of different areas where hearing the stories of them coming back, it's like there's a saddle. Then you look up and you're going to go to this peak, and they're like, well, actually, it ended up being a false peak. It's not the actual Mount Humphreys peak. You got to go a little bit further to get to the top of Mount Humphreys. And Mount Humphreys is over 12,000 feet above sea level. It is the highest point in Arizona. It's part of the San Francisco Peak region. San Francisco Peaks was actually an active volcano that blew its top and ended up having three peaks. That's where Snowbowl is. However, the San Francisco Peak was the highest peak in Arizona until it blew its stack. So I'm going to be hiking up that. My goal for myself that I told the guys I would do is I want to get to the saddle. And then I'm thinking, well, if I keep training the way I am, I'll more likely hit the saddle. If I start training the way I need to, because to be honest, I am not doing it 5 days a week, 6 days a week, or even 7 days a week. I'm doing it the way my schedule allows, and that's for me unacceptable. So tomorrow morning, I'm getting up and going for a bike ride. My bike's all fixed. I blew the valve stem on my front tire, got it fixed, got both tires up, reset to go. My bike's ready to go again. So I decided I'm going to go as high as my body can go, and then push it even further. I've been listening to Darren Harding. He wrote the book, The Compound Effect, and listening to some quotes of the day. And my last quote of the day I listened to on Friday was by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he was like, "Your body's going to hit that breaking point, and then you need to push past it, and you need to push past it." And he was talking about when he did Conan, the Barbarian, and he was like, he was on part of the scene, and his knees are bloody, his elbows are bloody. He's been going after this bad guy, and he's just in his the costume for the movie. And if you know anything about the movie, he's got nothing on his arms. His legs are from mid thigh down to his feet, his where his shoes were. It's all exposed, and he's climbing all over rocks. And he basically cut himself up. And his director comes up and says, "Arnold, can you do one more scene with us? We just gotta get one more scene, and then we're good." Because he goes, "I'm sorry how the way you feel. We know you're hurt." He looked at him and goes, his mindset is, "I just want to get it done." It's like, I'm no problem. I'm not hurting. I'm feeling good. Let's just do the last scene. And my mind is getting into that shift of, I need to shift it out of, oh, poor me sometimes, because my body hurts and it's been hurt. And my defense mechanism when I hurt is stop doing it and wait till I get better. Just like my arch of my right foot's been aching the last couple of days, and it's just like stretch it and keep pushing forward. That's what sort of way I was when I was training to go in the Air Force. So I'm going to get as high as I possibly can, and then once my body's hitting that breaking point, it's hitting that wall, I'm going to push through it. I'm going to see how far my body can go with the amount of training I'm going to start doing starting tomorrow morning. Now, the reason I'm also saying that is because my friend Scott goes, which is another one of my friends up there in Flagstaff. That's one of my accountability partners. He came over with my wife and I one time, and he sat down with us and he goes, "Scott, you need to enter a race, bike race, Spartan race, whatever it is, you need to enter it, because it's going to change that mindset in me. It's going to focus me on, I need to do more." So I came across in Facebook train race. I commented on a post a couple days ago. I love obstacle courses. I love them. They're confidence courses in the military. I just love them. And when I got injured, I put myself on the sideline, put myself on the bench, and I stopped doing things. And even I got probably some Air Force friends that I spent time with, squad mates that I spent time with, that know that when I get injured, I hang back. Or when I started putting on a weight, I held back. And if I would have pushed through it, and if I would have listened to some of my squad mates, I might have actually been working with them or been flying instead of where I was. And so it's a learning lesson. It took me this long to figure it all out. So on top of coming down the mountain, coming down in September, in November, I'll be down in Tucson with a couple of my friends, with Justin and my friend Justin that I was telling you about, and my friend Matt, which is my coach right now. My boxing coach, he got me into boxing. And what's going to happen is we're going to do a terrain race. Now, it's similar to a mud race. It's a combination between a mud race and a Spartan race. So there's going to be obstacles. We're going to be going through some mud bogs. They're about 3 feet deep. They're going to be having some crawling through tubes. And I know with myself, I did a men's retreat for about a week. And let's see, my father passed away in 2017, 2018. So before my father passed away in 2018, it was around the summertime, and went to a retreat in San Francisco and did some amazing things up there. And the training I did to get up there and to what I was doing was able to sleep in a tent for a couple of days. Now, don't get me wrong, that was pretty cool. I mean, I've slept in tents before. I've camped out before. This was a whole different experience. What it taught me though is when I prepared for it, I was about in the 370 range. I was able to get myself with knee braces on up and off the ground. And when I re-injured my knee, or with the arthritis I had, I found that, and putting on the additional weight, I wasn't able to do that anymore. So there's a lot of things that I know my body can do, and there's other things I know my body can do even better. So what I'm going with this, talking about today's new chapter is my mind just shifted early today, actually this weekend, and talking to my wife, and my mind has shifted into a mindset that I need to do this. I need to do this not for anyone else. I need to do it for me. And like I said, all these goals and stuff going on, that's great. I need to shift my mind to get myself to where I need to be, because I'd actually like next November, is taking my wife on a fabulous trip for our anniversary. It'll be 6 years. 6 years? No, not 6 years. Oops. If she sees this, she's going to kick my butt. It'd be, hold on. Give me 1 second. Yeah. This year's our 10th year. Oh, she's really going to kick my butt when she sees this one. I can tell you right now, I forgot how many years we're together. Total wise, November of this year will be our 10-year anniversary. Be 12 years total. We dated for 2 years. I even went back to Iowa to meet her mom. Well, I already met her mom and dad. I went back to Iowa and asked for her dad's permission to marry her. And yeah, I sort of botched the proposal, which I think I'm going to make up next year, 2022, for our 11th anniversary. I think I'm going to make that up to her. Why? Because I'm going to be getting to that, really close to that goal weight of 250, if not being there already. Going to get a nice tuxedo, going to take her out. I'm going to plan it all. Not going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do, because sometimes she watches these videos. I don't want to let the secret out. So just know that November of 2022, I'm taking my wife out for a fabulous weekend and celebrate our 11th anniversary. And I'm sorry, Crystal. Yeah, sort of had a slip in the mind there. My math is been working on grading for my students, and yeah, I apologize. So going back to Mount Humphreys and terrain race, what I'm finding is as my mind's shifting, as I'm getting to the point where I know what I need to do, and I have friends to support me, I have family to support me, that makes all the difference in the world. Now, and later on, and as I'm posting these days, they're going to change from the actual days. I might put the dates, or I might just keep the days. I like how I can track with the days. It reminds me of how many times I've been doing this. So, in future episodes of me talking about my life and sharing what I'm doing, I'll bring in more of the essential oils that I use, the supplements I'm using, how I'm eating. I'll be bringing in guest speakers, and every once in a while I might get a little political, only because I support my military. I support my firearms. Like I said, I love my firearms, and I'll be doing other future things. Like I said, if you want me to comment on something, make sure you're following me on YouTube. Subscribe to my page, Foster Vitality Comeback. It's COM, no, without the E, COMBACK. And I'll make sure I post it in the link, and talking about what this is all about. So everybody have a good night. I've got to get back to grading my students' assignments. My grades are due tomorrow afternoon, and I've got to get them all done. So I'll talk to everyone later. Talk to you more about my training for Humphreys Peak and my terrain race. Have a great day.